Is it you I'm looking for? I have a rule about never put a microphone in front of Jon Daily.
Now we're hot.
Hot.
Oh, I just didn't push the on-air button.
Hot to trot. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome.
Is it me you're looking for?
Is it you I'm looking for? I have a rule about never put a microphone in front of Jon Daily.
Do you? Okay,
Yeah.
well, it's everyone's favorite show, and Jon Daily, everyone's favorite person, is here with us today. Thanks for being here, John.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going good. So, I've known John for a long time, and of course, he's one of the most interesting guys there is to talk to when it comes to heavy metal
And other things.
and other things. But John and I talk a lot about heavy metal, sometimes about football.
Lots about football.
Yeah, sometimes about gay shit.
Not gay shit.
Not literal gay shit, but literal gay shit. But, sometimes it's gay shit.
Woodworking, construction. You know. All the manly things.
A man of many manliness talents. So, John.
Yes.
What you been up to, buddy?
Oh, been trying to get a band going for the last year or so. We got a little project happening. We got Kevin Grind on drums. We got my buddy Rodriguez singing. Jeff Parks on guitar and Dan Davidson playing bass. Calling it Necktooth.
Necktooth. That's a badass name.
Necktooth is a badass name.
Yeah. It kind of makes me want to watch my butthole. Just to make sure I don't get a tooth in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that sometimes.
Yeah, you do. It's a priority for me. And even no teeth in my ass. So you got, what kind of music you guys playing?
It's like a sludgy crust, gutter, blackened metal.
Sludgy crust, gutter blackened metal. Grind?
Yeah.
Gutter grind?
Yeah.
Gutter grind blackened metal? Yes. That's a pretty interesting description.
Yeah, we've been writing for the last year or so. It goes slow. Everybody's got jobs. Not everybody's got kids, but
yeah,
everybody's got jobs. The jobs always kill the dream.
Right.
So you get together for once or twice, 3 times a month. You try to write some decent shit.
Yeah. So on the Tool timeline, though, you guys are moving right along.
The Tool time?
The Tool timeline, like one album every 13 years or whatever it is.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are moving right along. You've thought about recording.
We've tried recording. Yeah.
Yeah, so that puts you ahead of the curve.
It's hard.
Problem is you're almost the same age as the guys in Tool, so you're a little behind the curve in that regard.
Yeah.
So, how long you guys been writing, you say?
About a year. We got 4 or 5 solid songs right now.
Yeah.
We're looking to play out very soon, so if anybody's got shows and you want a shitty band to play.
Yeah, here in Indianapolis area.
In Indianapolis, Indiana area.
Yeah. Not so shitty band. So we can be expecting, though, some type of an EP pretty soon.
Yes, EP will be a 4 or 5 song EP.
Yeah. You're going to have it on, Spotify and all that shit, so people will have good access.
Eventually.
Well, when they get it ready, you'll hear it here. We'll be playing some of it, so.
I think we might be playing a little demo version, maybe to intro this podcast.
Yeah, we will definitely make that happen. So, you might have already heard some of it, and then at the end, you'll definitely hear the rest of it. So, there you go. Pardon me. So, would you say, of all of the metals, what is your favorite metal?
My favorite metal is probably death metal or death grind metal.
Yeah. So
early '90s stuff, late '80s stuff.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Morbid Angel.
Yeah.
Deicide.
Yeah. Definitely some classics.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what first attracted you to metal?
Oh shit! Fucking when I remember in 1992, the Black Album came out by Metallica, and Guns N' Roses had their Use Your Illusion stuff going on, and I got the Use Your Illusion, one of them, I think it was Use Your Illusion 2 for Christmas, and my sister got Use Your Illusion 1. And we played the hell out of those, and that's kind of got me cooking on the metals.
Yeah.
And then the Black Album, everybody dogs on the Black Album, but I like the Black Album. I think it's a really good freaking rock and roll record,
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid record. It's just not a kind of.
But back then, nobody. I mean, Metallica was the number one band in the country, and those times seem forever ago.
I was just telling, I think Jason, we were talking about what's the first record you bought, or it might have been somebody else. But I was saying it was Use Your Illusion.
Yeah.
One was the first one I bought.
I'm a Guns N' Roses freak. I love Guns N' Roses. I really like the Use Your Illusion stuff. The older stuff I kind of like. I still do like, but I thought they had hit their pinnacle at the Use Your Illusion double album. They were just a flash in the pan, man. They were only around for 5-6 solid years,
Sorry, hit the table here. Yeah. And Axel went off the deep end. That was pretty crazy.
Started, I think in one of their documentaries, somebody was saying, when you start having freaking dolphins in your videos, the shit's kind of gone off the deep end.
Right. That's like the final nail in the coffin. All right, dude.
But they're all really good musicians,
Yeah.
I mean, Slash is Slash, but then I started listening to Metallica, and then got into some Slayer and Megadeth. I was really into Megadeth.
Megadeth's really good.
I remember walking into Barry's Music over on Arlington, and on a mannequin in the front, they had this badass Megadeth full graphic tee with fucking Vic on it, and he's like leaning on this incubator with a baby in it. And I was like, I have to have that.
Yeah.
And I'm like 12 or 13,
Uh-huh.
So I walked out of there with that. But yeah, going to Barry's Music back in the day, that was fun.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started getting into like Sepultura and started exploring the death metal stuff and started trying to play guitar.
Yeah. So when did you start playing guitar?
I started playing guitar when I was like 10, but I really wasn't serious about it until I started becoming a teenager,
Yeah.
Started hanging out at Guitar Town in Irvington and trying to get a band together. I remember getting into high school and meeting Jason.
Yeah.
And like, oh, the dude's in a band. He was in a band with Tony Beamer and David Wilkinson.
Right.
I was like, man, I want to be in a band. I was playing guitar. I was pretty decent back then, I just didn't have anybody to play with. And I remember walking up to Jason. I was like, yo, you're in a band? He's like, yeah, we had practice this evening. I was like, cool, man, I'm in your band now.
Yes. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Like, can you come? I know you got a car. Can you come to my mom's house and pick up my stuff, and I'll go over there and I'll jam with you guys. He's like, okay, I guess. So I remember going over to Dave's mom's house, and they were practicing in the garage, and I just walked in with my little 112 Marshall and my Gibson. And I was like, hey guys, I'm in your band now.
Yes.
Show me your songs.
Right.
And we started jamming.
Was that the Rockabilly Band?
No, that was Remote.
Oh, that's right. I was trying to remember the name of it.
That was like freshman year in high school. That's
Yeah.
like 14, 15 years old. I wasn't even driving yet. And then, it was just we wanted to be like an industrial style band, and we covered like Nine Inch Nails and shit.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of nerds.
Right.
Playing music. And then Jason and I, we kept on playing together throughout high school, and we met Ben Mossbaum, and we started jamming together with that, and we called it Goggle Sphere, which is a retarded name, or a really stupid name, but, I think I came up with the name actually.
Yeah, I remember hearing about you coming up with the name.
We
You
just
told me
wanted we
about
just
it.
wanted to put two words together that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that one really fit the bill.
It does.
Yeah.
Everybody called it was always Google Sphere.
Yeah, exactly.
Google Spheres.
There's a two O's, not two G's.
I know. It's just Google ruined it for us.
Yeah, they did. Google Sphere, yes. We were around before Google, assholes.
But that was like the late 90s, like 97, 98, 99.
Yeah.
We graduated in 99. We were as a three-piece, and we started playing a couple shows and stuff at Smedley's and the Festivilla back then, and just being freaking 18-year-old freaking losers playing rock and roll.
Yeah, it was pretty fun though.
Yeah, it was fun times.
Yeah, it was good times. You remember the name of the album you guys created?
The first we ended up getting Carl Hofstetter in the band after we met him at the Festivilla, and he was playing in Milk the G649.
They were pretty badass.
They were a drum duo with Jack Spencer and Carl. They were very impressive. Carl played the drums, and we kind of kicked Jason off of the drums and brought in Carl. And yeah, we kept it going. We recorded our first album. It was Babies in Hell.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you're referring to the Sexual Chocolate demo.
The Sexual Chocolate demo, yes.
The Sexual Chocolate demo was recorded in my mom's basement.
Yeah.
That was our first demo, and then our first studio album was Babies in Hell.
Babies in Hell. That's a really heartwarming name.
Yeah.
For an album. And you just feel like you should take it home and share it with the rest of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was that? Mad Scientist Metal?
Yeah, it was like labeled as Mad Scientist Metal.
Yeah. Who labeled it that way?
I don't know. Someone had said that to us once after we got done playing. They're like, "You guys are like mad scientists. You guys do a bunch of crazy stuff."
Yeah.
It's like a Mad Scientist Metal.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. But
So it wasn't because you cut people up and shit on stage?
no, we just mixed a bunch of crazy stuff together and saw what came out the other end.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
So then when did you guys make the change from Gogglesphere to Lafcadio?
That was like in 2009, I think.
Yeah, but it was the same band.
It was the same band. Jason had left by
Yeah,
then.
but it was basically the same band. But you brought in Zach too.
Oh yeah, Zach was in the band like in 2000.
You didn't even bring Zach up before you brought up Carl.
I know.
And Zach was in the band before Carl joined the band, right?
Yeah.
Because Carl joined like 2002 or 3.
Zach joined while we were still jamming at my mom's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to bring up Zach.
Yeah, the Funk the Turkey, the little live record. Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Where was that played?
That somewhere on the south side.
It was like a warehouse, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Yeah, it was on the south side somewhere.
Yeah.
I think.
But it was like a Thanksgiving weekend or something.
Yeah.
The Friday after Thanksgiving or something like that.
Yeah, the Funk the Turkey. We had a live recording from that when we released that. That was like our first thing we ever released to anybody, really. And we pretty much gave it out at our shows.
Yeah, so it wasn't really released as a giveaway.
It was a giveaway.
Thanks for coming. Here you go. Listen to this. Jam your heads.
Throw it out the window when you're done with it.
Yeah, well, you guys were pretty good, though. I liked it.
I mean,
it wasn't everybody's cup of tea, whatever. Do you remember the Nancy School?
Yeah, we played a lot of shows with the Nancy School.
Yeah, they were pretty good,
They were
too.
kind of on the same wavelength we were.
Yeah,
See, we were just we were the type of band that was like, we were heavy, but we were weird, so we weren't heavy enough for the heavy guy, all the heavy fans, and then we were too weird. I don't know. We just weren't.
Not weird enough for some people.
It's like 50-50.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a perfect mixture of heavy and weird.
A lot of people liked it.
For the most part. We're going to try and get a resurgence of it going here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll make you guys all come out of retirement to do a tour.
Yeah, right.
A Lafcadio tour.
Touring was fun, though. I remember.
Yeah.
We only toured a couple times, and it wasn't for very long. It was like maybe a week or two at a time each time, but that's funnest thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though all the shows sucked.
Yeah.
And like
nobody showed up.
But you're just hanging out with your buddies, driving around in the van. You unload your shit.
What was the biggest crowd you guys ever played in front of?
I don't know, probably 300 people.
Yeah. That's not terribly small, but it's not that many people.
Yeah. We played a lot of shows.
You did play a lot of shows.
Just fun.
Yeah.
We knew we were never going to get big or anything. We knew we were never going to like be millionaires.
Yeah.
It was just for fun.
Right.
You got a record, you release it. You know, nobody liked it.
Yeah,
not a lot of people liked it. You know.
Yeah. It's kind of a niche taste, I guess.
But that was before like Facebook and all that shit, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be easier to find a bigger audience.
We were doing tours with MapQuest printouts stapled together.
Yeah. Like, let's hope we don't lose a page or that there's not a detour because we're fucked.
You know, a road map. I mean, that was back in like 2004.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that long ago, but like,
yeah,
smartphones ruined the world.
Yeah, a lot of shit's changed. Me and Jason were talking about that too. Like, you know, how you use your GPS and you don't even know where the fuck you're at.
Yeah, like everybody, like it's standard now.
Yeah.
I can't get over people can't read analog clocks.
What's that thing up there?
Oh, I can't read that. Well, fucking learn how to, man. What do you want?
Yeah, do you want the whole... Hey, at least we're not using sundials.
I can read a sundial.
Yeah, you could. Probably. A lot of people can't, though.
And I hate it how people can't change a tire anymore, either.
Yeah. Or drive manual transmissions.
I mean, that's we kind of went way over here.
Yeah.
We were talking about music and it's like changing tires.
Yeah.
And you're driving around and with the U-Haul trailer and they get a flat tire or your van gets a flat tire, you got to change the tire while you're on tour and just keep going, man.
Right. Why not? Just keep going. So, yeah, we did get way off topic. We started talking about touring. That wasn't the direct connection to the tire, though. Somehow we got around to the tire.
I brought it back.
Through another direction.
Brought it back in.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, dude?
Welcome to the show,
We're
buddy.
being joined by Zach Peterson. Zach.
And he's got a big case of beer in his hands. No, he doesn't.
He doesn't bring it. There is beer in the refrigerator, though, if you want one. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I thought about bringing some.
I got some beer in there, so you're good. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking
Zach's
about...
Zach's a good talk.
We
were talking about being on tour and stuff. Zach remembers every show and every person we ever talked to ever on.
No, I don't.
Does he remember everything?
Just talking about being in bands, and I forgot to even mention that you were in the band when I went through the list of.
Yeah, he started talking about
how Carl joined the band. I was like, oh yeah, Zach got in there too. So
yeah.
He just walked in. He did a Jon Daily in remote. He was like, oh, snuck in there. I was like, yep, I'm in the band.
I'm in the band.
No.
That's pretty funny.
I don't know.
That's cool. So, John, who's your favorite metal band?
Napalm Death.
Napalm Death, yeah. What's your favorite? When is the first time you heard Napalm Death?
1995. Maybe.
Yeah, 95. So you've always liked them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you remember Columbia House, and they used to send you the CDs. If you didn't send them back, you had to pay for them.
Yeah.
Somehow I got a Columbia House CD that had some Napalm Death track on it, or yeah,
it was like one of those.
It's like one of those weird things where you just kind of come across it when you're 14 years old.
Yeah.
So.
And ever since then.
I remember they were on the Mortal Kombat movie soundtrack.
On the original Mortal Kombat movie? What year was that?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think Greed Killing was on that track though, because they used it in the movie, but they made it like techno style, but I'm pretty sure on the album, on the soundtrack release, it was their actual song.
Yeah.
I think it's Greed Killing. So.
Fuck yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't even know who Napalm Death was till I met you, like, fucking 14 years after that or whatever. Yeah. What did you say, 85?
No,
95.
Like
okay.
95, yeah.
Okay, so a few years after that, or that, around then. So, well, we've known each other Damn, we know each other a long time. God, we're old, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It is horrible. But, you know.
It fucking happens.
These things do happen. So, what's your favorite genre of music that isn't metal?
90s hip hop, gangster hip hop.
Yes. That's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of similarities there.
I mean, yeah, it's got the same feel.
Same type of attitude and shit. Oh, sorry, folks. That's how rude of me.
Hello.
Oh, it's my neighbor. I should have the phone on a switchboard, so if somebody calls while I'm on the show, I can answer it. They'll be like, oh, I thought I was calling Josh.
I could have got a caller. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like, hello. That's a...
Yeah. Hey, you've won our prize. Some used dental floss.
Is this Hot 95.5? Can I get the curlers or whatever you're selling?
The curlers.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hair curlers.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Whatever they fucking give away on radio stations.
I don't know. Does anybody listen to the radio anymore?
I don't know.
Not I. What about you, Zach? You listen to radio?
I listen to NPR.
No.
Oh,
You like
yeah,
NPR?
NPR.
I listen. Actually, I listen to
John
sports.
listens to sports,
I listen to
like-
sports radio all the time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
listen
We're
to
talking
it on
AM.
Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Sports
We're
radio.
talking AM. I've gone to the AM spectrum.
So you're definitely old. So,
Well, I don't want to listen to FM and all the bullshit they got on there.
in case there was any doubt, I don't know. Have you ever heard of an MP3 player?
No, yeah.
Well, there you go. There's no need to listen to AM radio.
Well, I like listening to sports radio.
Yeah, no, that's all right. John's a sports fan. So that brings us to the next point.
Oh shit.
Yes, I already told John. We're gonna here just a second. Let's take a break real quick, and then we'll come back in a minute.
lots of us kids. Lots of us kids. They will never know. The stage has been set, they will take their place. No baggage to brace, it is ignorance. Right and wrong is not something yet been taught, but will come to them with experience. The stage has been set, they will take their place. No baggage to brace, it is ignorance. Right and wrong is not something yet been taught, but will come to them with experience.
Zach Peterson.
Hello.
Hello. And Jon Daily again.
Hello.
Continuing. So, we've got a few things to cover here.
Oh,
First off, Zach is part of Gogglesphere that then became Lafcadio. So, he can fill in some of the gaps in John's memory on all the fun shit that they did. So, maybe. So we were, like, right before you got here, we were talking about touring and shit. And then somehow got off talking about tires, which I'm not really sure how that happened. You could listen on the playback, we would understand, but we're not doing that right now. So, anyway, so how was touring with that? Was that pretty fun?
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun.
That's why we were talking about it, because now
one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty cool. I never got to do anything like that. I did a lot of, I followed bands around and got trashed, but I never actually played in a band because I'm not talented.
Well, you're just talented in other ways.
Right. I'm a talented masturbator. Very accomplished. Right. I heard drugs were bad, so I decided to take them all for everybody else's sake. So.
In general, touring's not really too much different than traveling anywhere else with your friends, you know.
You're just doing a job when you get there.
It's not even really a job, obviously. You know, we get to get up on stage and play for 30 minutes and
you probably spent more
party
than you
afterwards.
Did, huh?
Personally, yeah, we did, but no, I think we pretty much always broke even as far as the band.
But then you spend money partying and shit. And,
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I could see how that would work.
But you know, being on tour is 95% just being bored.
Yeah.
And just driving
around.
You know, you gotta do stuff to make it fun. So we act pretty fucking silly, for sure. as some videos will prove. If
We had some. Yeah,
we ever
I
find
had
it.
a camera back then.
John Daly brought a
2004, 2005. I had a camcorder with the tapes and stuff in it. You know.
So you just like recorded everything? You guys
We
did?
recorded a lot of just
Yeah.
bullshit. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
there's some really funny.
It's on
really
YouTube
fun.
if you want to check
It is
out.
on YouTube.
What,
That's right.
So where can people find this that they want to on YouTube?
On my page, it's Gogglesphere86.
Gogglesphere86.
Yeah.
That's an
It's
interesting name.
it's pretty silly. Some of it's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
but
You
it's
embarrass
good.
these people.
But it's a
Yeah,
nice, it's a
yeah.
nice time capsule to
Yeah.
back then. You know,
It's good.
You watch it when on days you're feeling sad.
It's all edited very badly.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Somebody pulled
it's-
out, yeah. Somebody pulled out a picture of me with a big joint the other day, and I had like just one tattoo on my arm. So that it tells you how long ago it was. It was probably 2002 or something, and I was like,
Remember when we went to Mississippi and that girl showed up and she pulled the joint out of her purse and unfolded it?
yes.
The thing was like, she unfolded it, but it was like 2 feet long or something.
Oh
What?
shit, man.
Yeah.
John,
She, like,
that's funny.
But it was like the regular size. It was like the regular size of a regular joint.
Yeah. So it's like a 2 foot long pencil.
Yeah.
She unfolded
Wow.
out of her pocket, out of her purse. There.
Yeah.
Merce.
But yeah, we played some fun shows on tour, man. We got to go to Philadelphia. We did the East Coast tour. That was fun.
Yeah.
Played in Rhode Island and Philadelphia. Yeah.
We did. What else did we go on that one? We went to Philly, Providence, Albany,
Albany,
um,
Buffalo. We went up towards
Buffalo.
we went to Buffalo, New York. We played,
Buffalo, Syracuse. I think,
Or it was
I feel like we
Syracuse.
played Syracuse once.
No, it was Buffalo. We were right on the water.
So when you're playing, what kind of places were you playing in? Like little bars and shit?
Yeah, usually just
Bars
small
and like
bars.
little clubs and stuff.
punk rock clubs.
Yeah.
We used to do. We've done some like all ages places. It would be in like a VFW or whatever. You know,
Right.
we did some of those and.
I mean, it's all DIY stuff. You know, it's just people putting together shows.
Yeah.
My highlight band that we played with or opened up for was Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum. That was
Oh, really? When
that
did you
was
do
the
that?
shit.
That wasn't on tour though.
That was here though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was like 2000.
I don't know.
Eight?
When that,
I don't know.
I don't know when that
Yeah.
was.
I don't know. They were on tour and they came and they played the jukebox or
Locals only.
locals only.
Yeah. How long was the set?
We played like 40 minutes or something.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
We played our whole. It was right when the Sham Duvet album came out because we played the whole album.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good album. I like that. We were just talking about that. Like, if you guys would have been doing all this stuff when the like social media and shit was like it was now, you could have easily got a lot more following. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's a
I like to think we could.
yeah. I mean, it's a good sound, and especially like the last Sham Duvet and then
Kibosh.
Kibosh. Both of those were better recording quality, and they sounded a lot better.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, yeah, the garage tapes, but I mean, you know, a lot of bands just caught on or were in the right place at the right time. You're in a shitty spot to get a music career started, too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
nowadays, I feel like the that kind of experimental stuff's a lot more popular than it was
Oh, yeah.
when we were doing it. You know, thanks to bands like Dillinger Escape Plan or whatever,
Yeah.
really helped make that stuff popular. And we were kind of at the same time as them, but you know, I don't know. We didn't really try hard enough. I don't think.
Yeah, we were just having fun with it.
Yeah,
man. We
it
knew we were
wasn't-
never going to get famous or
Yeah,
anything.
we weren't really trying to do all that.
It's just about hanging out and drinking beer and trying to create something that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, how many albums did we do? We did like 3 albums.
We did 3. Yeah.
What was the other album?
Oh well, the Goggle Sphere album,
Oh, yeah. Which one? The
Babies in Hell.
Babies in Hell, that's right. We were just talking about it a little bit ago. All right. So the Babies in Hell was the Goggles for album. How many songs were on that one?
Like 8 or 10 or something.
Yeah.
I think.
Those are the good times. So John's doing Necktooth now. Are you working in any? Are you playing any bands?
I am. I'm playing in a band called In Parentheses.
In parentheses.
It's just me and a drummer.
Jesus, John.
Sorry,
You're an animal over here.
I'm getting shit collapsed
It's
on
just me and a drummer. It's mostly probably 80% instrumental.
Yeah.
And starting to definitely experimental music. A lot of weird time signatures and just kind of trying to be all over the place.
Yeah. So, is metal your favorite genre, or what is your favorite genre?
Man, I don't know, man. I just love so many kinds of music that is just. But yeah, I mean, I've listened to metal for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I still do, but.
What do you listen
not
to
like I
these
used
days
to.
mostly?
More experimental music.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just listening to King Crimson all day today when I was at work. But,
Yeah, they're a good go-to. I feel like.
Yeah, they're one of my favorites in that genre for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Sumac.
Sumac.
I've been listening to a lot of Sumac lately.
Oh wait, I sent you a link to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that band's really good. They're metal.
Yeah.
They're like droney, like drawn out, like epic type shit.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They build up for minutes.
Oh, really?
Instead of measures, they build up in minutes.
Is it like 12-minute long songs and shit?
No, they're like, they're decent. They're like 6 or 7 minutes long.
Yeah. Just takes a while to get to the point sometimes.
But when they get there, it's like, damn.
Nice. So, a question for both of you. I don't care who goes first. What's your favorite band to listen to right now?
What do you mean by right now?
Like the last week or whatever. Like, what have you been listening to the most recent? Like right now? Like,
I still listen to the same shit I was listening to 20 years ago.
yeah.
I don't know.
So you like, are you the type who?
I listen to a lot of different stuff. I just don't listen to straight metal.
So you're the type who do like a playlist and just like put on shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of all your shit you like.
I mean, I've been listening to a lot of classic metal lately.
Yeah.
Like Dio and all the old stuff from the 70s and stuff.
But no particular band.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all. Like, I've been listening to more hip hop lately, but it's not like one artist in particular. It's just
that's the
hip hop.
That's the thing about technology today. You can just hit shuffle and it
yeah.
picks it for you, which is kind of weird.
The beauty of internet radio.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I just kind of pick a genre and let it play what it wants. And
I mean, I still do BitTorrent stuff. I still download albums sometimes.
Yeah.
So lately I've been listening. I don't know. I wanted to go through a Thin Lizzy freaking discography, so I downloaded and I listened to it, and I picked out some good stuff, and then I deleted all the stuff I didn't want to listen to, and I just do that a lot. I've been listening to Rivers and Nil. They have that new album out. It's like been out for almost 6 months or more.
Yeah. Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I like it. It's got the saxophone.
Saxophone.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's awesome though. It's really progressive.
So what do they do with the sax in that? Is it run through
It's just
anything? Or?
no, it's just a clean sound.
Yeah. So what kind of?
It's
what's
like
it sound
progressive. It's like progressive metal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like kind of like
it's hard to describe.
If you mix Gojira and Mastodon but they're really technical also.
Huh.
And then they get smooth, and they got the sax comes in, it does a little lead
that's
type thing.
That's crazy. Yeah. So you guys both play guitar, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys play anything else?
I play drums shitty.
You're a shitty drummer.
Yeah.
What about you?
I played drums in bands. I actually started playing drums in my musical career as a child, but moved on to guitar. And I mean, like most guitar players, I can pick up a bass and mess around. I mean,
Yeah.
I can play anything, I guess, just not very well.
Everybody can play the guitar. Just if you make it make
I
sense.
can't play the guitar.
I can sit down at a piano and make something that sounds nice. Or
If you could put 3 notes together in a repetitive motion, it's a melody.
Well, maybe
I
could
played
do it in that
trombone
way,
and-
but that's like saying that that's like building a birdhouse that comes in a kit with pre-drilled holes and saying I'm a carpenter. I mean, that's like fucking. I mean, yeah, sure, I can play the guitar, but I can't play the guitar. I can't sing while I play the guitar.
I can't sing and play.
I'm not very good at that either.
I can't do any of that shit.
I have a rule that you're never supposed to put a microphone in front of my face, anyways.
Well, here one is.
I know.
We made that rule when we were in a band. John.
John does not do microphones. Don't put that microphone by him.
We like some of the old goggles for stuff with the stuff when you would sing.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah,
talking
it's
into
horrible.
the microphone.
It's
Me
horrible.
and the gooch will be riding around and think about it, and we'll just text John, and he'll be like, "Well, that's embarrassing." And it's like it's just between the three of us, nobody knows.
It
Oh
is.
shit!
Yeah, it's true.
That's funny. Poor Jon Daily. So, have you guys been to any shows lately?
No, they got that show coming up on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to be
It's
able
Lamb
to
of
go.
God and Slayer, and who else is in there?
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse.
Amon
is there?
Amarth.
Oh
they
shit!
got-
What happened with the guitar player?
I don't
He's
know.
still in jail.
Is he? So who did they get to
they
replace
get,
him?
I don't remember who the guy is.
Eric Rutten from Hate Eternal.
Oh really?
Yeah, the guy
he
from
runs
Hate
the
Eternal.
studio. He runs the studio that, like the new death metal studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Cool.
he used to be in Morbid Angel, and he's known them guys forever.
Yeah. That's cool.
I actually would like to see that, but I don't know. I might go.
Damn it, I don't know if I can go to that either.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last show I went to though.
Well, we went and saw Adrian Ballou at Hi-Fi.
But yeah,
Didn't you guys?
I mean, that's a show.
I
right?
went and saw. I went and saw the. God, the random band challenge. Does that count?
Did you go to see Primus last year when they were in town? You were there.
Yeah, I
weren't
was
you?
there.
Yeah, I was
that's what
there
thought.
too.
Saw
Yeah, I thought
Tommy Lee
everybody
with his
here was there.
neon freaking cowboy hat.
He pissed some people off with his hat. He's like fucking, as wide as a truck anyways, and he stands with that big hat, and like 4 people behind him were like, "Jeez, dude, come on." He's like, "Fuck this, I'm going to the back."
That was a good show.
It was pretty good. I really liked the way that they put it all together. It was pretty well done.
It was good. I was happily, or I was pleased with Mastodon. I was worried because I didn't really like their newest album that much. But they played a bunch of the old stuff and even the new stuff. They did well. They're a good band. I like seeing them.
Yeah.
That was probably my. Man, we've seen Mastodon a bunch. They opened up
They
for
always
Slayer
they
a few
always open up
times.
for Slayer when they played the Marat.
I saw them at the Vogue one time with Between the Buried and Me, and then that show, the Primus show you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mastodon's good. They're a good time.
That's cool. So
That's
you guys, fucking. All right. So we've talked about music for a bit. We can always come back to music. There's a lot of other shit. So what we've got here, Zach is a big fan of soccer, or what everybody except for America calls football, and Jon Daily is a big fan of football.
American football.
Well, I didn't feel the need to expound upon it because
Well,
we're in America, so it's fucking football, and the other shit's soccer.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I don't care regardless. It doesn't matter what side of the debate you're on. If you want to talk to somebody in America about it, you call that soccer and that football. That's just how it works. So, it's not a judgment on it. So what we want to find out first is Zach, when did you start liking soccer?
So I played soccer in junior high, 7th and 8th grade.
Did you get called a foot fairy?
No, not to my face.
Okay, I was just wondering. So, because back then kids were mean, and they called each other foot fairies.
So yeah, it was like the early 90s.
Okay.
And and it was kind of taken off for kids to play soccer.
Yeah, I remember.
And I grew up playing baseball, and I just got bored with it and moved on to soccer. And I've liked it ever since.
Yeah.
But we haven't ever really had a local team here, so I haven't really paid much attention to it until 5 years ago when the Indy 11 became a thing.
Yeah, and so you go to a lot of the games here.
I do. I go, as many as I can.
Yeah.
They do 17 home games a year, so I think last year I went to 9 of them.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's over half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as opposed to Jon Daily, who probably goes to one football game a year, maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I
But then
understand.
again, they only do 8 home games.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and they're also
and
infinitely
it's a lot
more
more
expensive.
expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can go to.
I like watching it from home anyways.
Yeah, but for $50, you can go to a Indy 11 game and drink beer.
Yeah, yeah.
It costs you $50 to get into a Colts game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, there's the difference.
yeah.
The
The
beer's
beers,
still
the beers are the same price, but the tickets are
Yeah.
a lot cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
Football looks better on TV. Soccer is better to be there.
I agree with that. And the same with hockey. I'd rather be at a hockey game, but I will watch a hockey game or listen to a hockey game. I think you're both wrong personally, and I think hockey's better than either one of those sports. So, but that doesn't matter because it's not really the same. Because these two sports are fighting over a name.
Well,
so. They're like-
Well, I mean, hockey and soccer are pretty similar.
They are. That's why I say I would love, like, soccer is basically, or hockey is soccer shrunk down and sped up. And that's why I like it. I mean, I
And
love
fighting.
Yeah, and I like soccer. Like, I appreciate
But it's
soccer as a
different, man.
plays
You're
building.
using your
It just
hands.
feels.
You're using your hands instead.
When you're fighting?
The game is the same, but
Yeah, but the
technique is
the
different.
gameplay and stuff is the same. But it's just like, you know, yeah. I mean, hockey's way more violent, of course. But I mean, soccer is pretty
Soccer
violent.
can get
too.
pretty violent.
It can be, yeah.
I like the chess match that football is, though.
Yeah. So, well, let's back up for a minute. When did you start getting into football?
Probably 2004, 2003 or 4.
So, like, ramping up when the Colts were really starting to.
Yeah.
You kind of got
Ben
in.
Mossbaum got me into them.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's cool. Because, yeah, I remember we used to go to the games when they sucked. Because we first moved here in, like, 85, which was, like, right after the season after the team moved
Yeah.
here. And my dad used to get tickets from friends who had season tickets who didn't want to go watch them get blown out, so we'd go. And they always end up pulling out. So I've only ever been to one game that the Colts lost, so I don't know. But I don't go that often. I mean, I'll go like 6 or 7 seasons without going to a game. But when we were a kid, like we'd watch them go to games they should have lost and they'd end up winning and shit. And then once Peyton Manning came to town, that the last game I went to for a long time was that first season that he was here.
And
then
sucked.
Yeah, and then once they got good, everybody wanted to go, so you couldn't get no free season tickets
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
So, but yeah, go ahead. So you like football because it's like a chess match.
It's a chess match,
kinda.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well, I mean, I agree. It's kind of brutal and extremely physical and
but it's just ground warfare.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's just a
You know,
euphemism for war. That's why guys like it so much.
I don't know. It's just,
That's why the government subsidizes it, or it subsidizes the government. No, I'm pretty sure the government subsidizes it. Don't they pay them for all the patriotic displays and shit and all the military advertising during?
But it's got everything, you know. It's got throwing, catching, running,
Yeah,
kicking, limited.
yeah,
Very little kicking.
But I like football. Though. I get hung up on it, but I've been on a anti-professional sport kick the last couple of years.
I love football. It's my soap opera.
Yeah.
I watch that shit like a soap opera.
I'm
I like
with you.
all the players, all the fucking backstories, all the everything.
Yeah.
They get you. They get that little hook in
yeah,
you.
they can easily.
It's nice to have a team that's good.
Yeah. Well, it is, and it's like
I
so
mean, we sucked for 3 years, but
Yeah.
now we're on the incline.
Well, like my kids had never known the Colts to suck, so
Yeah.
they were obviously shocked when all that shit happened there. What was it 2015 or 14, 15, 16 basically?
Yeah.
And they were like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "You should have grown up here, or you should have been here when they first got here. It really sucked. It was terrible."
You just gotta have, you gotta have the right people in the right positions to run your organization.
Yeah, and it seems like they've done a lot better with that this year, or the last couple of years. The GM really
Chris
seems
Ballard,
to and the coach both, honestly, and then his willingness to work together,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't.
We'll be winning a Super Bowl here in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, the head coach came in and kept the defensive and offensive coordinators that somebody else had selected, right? And then that they hired because that Josh
McDaniels.
Yeah, McDaniels. That's it. I couldn't think.
That's
of
the best thing that's ever happened to the Indianapolis sports
man.
history.
It is. Fuck him.
That dude fucking us over is the best thing that's ever happened.
Well, in his face, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like I was thinking about it earlier. It's like, what should I do with my hands? And it's like, it doesn't matter. Nobody can see you. Okay, you're good. So yeah. So what do you like about soccer then? Like,
kind of I like that there's no stopping.
mm-hmm.
It just goes. I feel like a lot of people think it's a slow sport, but it's actually very fast paced.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're on the field running your ass off.
Yeah, pro dudes do like 7 miles a game or something
Right.
insane in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's basically just nonstop. I don't know, and I like that it's low scoring. It
Yeah.
makes those scores mean that much more. It's hard to score in soccer.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
really hard.
Yeah.
I like the format of counting, the way they count wins, losses, and draws.
Yeah.
For total points in the standings. I feel like that makes it, because it's not just, it's about winning and losing, obviously, but there's more. Just because you're winning all your games doesn't mean you're a better team, I don't feel like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
No.
So, maybe it doesn't. But what I want to know is I don't know why soccer is so beloved worldwide. Why isn't rugby that sport?
Maybe the more prevalent question is, why is it so hated in America?
I don't think that it's hated in America. I think it's hated by present company. I think that most of America has embraced soccer.
Yeah, have they?
They're
really?
going to start embracing it a lot more since
it's getting
football. Since
way more
football is
popular.
going down in popularity, soccer is definitely going to come
So
up.
is
Well,
baseball.
and I think, and honestly,
Baseball's going down and basketball's
and let's
coming
be
up.
fair, if I had a kid, I wouldn't want my kid to play football. I'd be okay with him playing soccer. The chance of brain head injuries and stuff are a lot lower. And they might break a leg or something like that, but I wouldn't want my kid to fight MMA. I wouldn't want him to play soccer. I wouldn't want him, or play football. I wouldn't want him to box. And maybe not even hockey. I don't know. But if I have 2 girls now, but if I had a boy who was big and could watch him smash other kids on the ice, I don't know.
I don't know.
Only if he was a really good skater, though.
If he wanted to, I'd let him.
Yeah, it's
But
getting,
I think that
it's getting safer
I think
and
so.
safer,
I don't really
especially
hate
for
soccer,
kids, man. It's
so.
not really, football for kids isn't really the same as
Yeah.
football.
But it's still
for,
contact.
It
And the
is,
thing,
it
and with
is.
the kids, it's even
You're
more
not getting
dangerous
cut in
'cause
half
they
by
don't-
Bob Sanders
No,
as a peewee or something.
But you think about it, though, and it's even more dangerous for them, though, because they're less aware of their surroundings and their head and stuff. And, that's... And
I've gone across the street
we
over to
don't
Christian
really-
Park and seen these kids play, and I'm like, yeah, I could go out there and wreck these kids.
Well, I hope so. Jesus. I really hope you could. Come on.
The 10-year-olds, the 10 and 11-year-olds.
Yeah, I prefer to go to nursing homes and beat on old people, personally. Challenge old fucks to a game of football. Let's see what's up, bitch. No, yeah, we're playing two-hand touch, and then you fucking throw an elbow in some 96-year-old guy's dentures. You guys are too nice, whatever. So, the question stands, which one's better, football or soccer?
I guess soccer's got to be better since it's so popular around the world.
But
That's like your opinion. That's like your opinion, man.
That's like your opinion, man.
That's like your opinion, man.
But that's like saying, well, it's popular, so it's right. Well,
I know that's like it's like saying that Cardi B and all this popular stuff is great music. It's not. It's just popular.
People just like it because people are shallow.
But it's an easy sport. You don't need anything to play. You just need a ball and a field.
Well, not an
That's
easy
one
sport,
reason
but
that makes it really popular.
It's not an
Everybody
easy, but
can
it's
play it.
accessible.
Yeah.
That's what makes it popular, and that is a good point.
If you don't have a ball, then you're just shit.
Very-
You're just shit.
You at
out of
least
luck.
need a ball.
But even then, a group of 10 kids could get together, and for fucking 75 cents a piece, they could buy a ball or something. Right? A cheap ball, whatever. That's a good point. Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe soccer is better.
And people are scared to play football. Probably
But,
they don't want to get. They don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, it's
Like
people
getting
don't want to get
smashed in
hurt.
the freaking head.
What I like about football is like the names, like tight end. It's like, yeah, tight end. Who doesn't like a tight end? Come on, guys.
It's good shit. Yeah.
That's good shit. So we resolved that soccer is probably better than football.
But It's not better. It's just more popular.
More popular. So we refuse to admit that soccer is better than football.
Yeah, I mean,
But
what do you
it's
mean
more
by
popular.
better? I mean,
Well, that's
they're
what I
both
mean.
Good
It
sports.
depends on who you're
I
asking,
prefer.
right?
I enjoy soccer more. I like and appreciate football, but
Oh man, I just knocked over a beer. Oh, don't worry, it was empty. Crisis averted, folks. So okay, so we talked about the soccer. So you guys like movies? You were like, so what's your favorite movie?
my favorite movie
Favorite, all right.
ever.
Let me. What's your favorite movie of the last 5 years?
Damn.
I mean, if you're talking about like a big, huge blockbuster, it would probably be Infinity War.
Have you seen
Last Avengers.
the last Avenger, the previous one?
Yeah.
What about you, Jon Daily?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you my favorite movie of all time.
What's that?
Stand By Me.
Oh, that's a pretty good movie. I can't hate you for that.
It's easier
I
for me
want
to
to talk
say.
shit about it, but that's not a bad movie. I can't talk.
Wait, I want to guess John's. Back to the Future.
Hell no.
Favorite movie ever?
Star Wars.
The original Star Wars. That's your favorite movie.
The first
ever?
one.
Yeah.
But your favorite of the last 5 years, you don't know?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff in the last 5 years. I have to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the whole point. They're supposed to be thought-provoking questions.
Damn, I don't know.
Ooh, but then again, man, I might have to.
I see a lot of movies.
The last Star Wars one was really, really good,
they're
and in
weak.
my opinion, the best Star Wars movie ever.
No,
The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi,
Yeah.
the one that just came out, right?
no way.
Yeah, that was the best Star Wars movie.
No.
Huh.
I'm an original.
Well, so which
I'm
one?
an original trilogy guy. I like the original trilogy. But, you know, I like the prequels. I like it all. But I still like the original three.
I really liked
I
Solo.
do like the original 3 better. than
Even the
any of
first, the
others,
original
but
2.
I did like The Last Jedi, and Solo was really good.
Solo was really good.
I thought it was
and did you see the preview for the newest Star Wars yet?
Yes.
I heard they're doing 3
It's
more
gonna be-
movies by 2022
I know.
or some shit.
I don't know. When I saw the preview for it, when I went and saw Endgame, they were like, it was like the end of the story, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker or whatever. And it was
Well,
like,
maybe it's the end of the story.
They have
and then these
3
will be
new
3 that
movies
go
they
coming
in
have
the
out.
3.
middle.
Oh yeah, there are 3 more like offshoot
Like in
stories,
22,
right? Like
24.
Rogue One or whatever.
No, they're having a new trilogy story coming out.
But it's not this.
It's
gonna
not
be a
connected to the
different storyline.
Skywalker or anything.
It's a different storyline in the same universe.
Same universe, different
Okay.
storyline.
That's interesting.
Cool.
That's
Like,
fucking interesting.
That's coming out in
man.
like 22 and 24 and like 26 or
Oh,
something.
okay.
It's
They-
weird to say that.
They plan these shits out so far ahead. Yeah, when I see like 2020, I'm like, but like my kids are the class of 2021 and 2022, I think, or no, 2022 and 2024. That's it. And it's like, holy shit, dude. That just makes
It's
me
the
feel
future.
so old. Yeah, it is the future. Like Back to the Future already happened, right? We passed when that was supposed to happen, and we're nowhere near as ugly of clothing as they had. But we don't have the hoverboards though, and that I really regret. I was hoping to see those because we came to 2015, right? So we
We got power laces. They made that shit happen.
Did they make that happen?
Yeah.
Did it catch people's feet on fire?
Not yet.
That's too bad because I want to see that headline.
The ultimate hot foot.
Bitch's foot on fire. And a real bitch too, like if it happened to fucking Jodie Foster. I don't really have anything against Jodie Foster.
I like Jodie Foster.
I do too. I'd kiss her. I'm sorry, Jodie Foster. I hope you don't hear this. Get mad at me. And if anybody hears it, don't send it to her, please.
My
If
wife,
you know
is, my
Jodie,
wife is actually
please.
a really big fan of Jodie
Is she
Foster.
really? Well, don't have your, tell your wife I was kidding. Well, just listen, Kristen. I'm kidding. It's a joke. So, movies.
Movie quotes.
Movies. What is your favorite movie quote? You get one movie quote. Everybody gets one on the show.
What's yours?
No, not me. Well, I'm not asking the questions here.
Man, I can't do this shit. I'm
Sure you
that.
can. Just do it.
drawing a blank now.
Oh, of course you are.
See, so shouldn't your favorite movie quote be from your favorite movie?
Well, I don't think that has to be like that.
That doesn't have to be like that.
I don't know. because you can have your favorite movie can altogether be better than one line from another.
I can't do it right now. This is horrible.
All right, then just do any movie quote.
You got nothing now.
Just pick one.
What do you got, Zach?
Jesus,
I don't know.
I don't know. Great.
I thought of one the other day, but it's really crappy.
Is it really crappy?
And it's really not even a movie quote. It's just the way she says it.
The way who says what?
In Ghostbusters, when Ray they go to the hotel and they're like up there and they're like looking for Slimer, and then they get scared by the maid and they like unload on her with their protoplasm
They
plant
unload
thing.
on her.
Yeah,
Bukkake party.
and they're like, "Oh, stop!" And then she like looks around the corner. She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" While her cart's on fire. I don't know. It's not even a quote though. That's just a reenactment in my mind.
Well, there you go.
Gosh.
I think maybe my favorite movie quote is Beetlejuice when he kicks over the guy's shit. He says, "Nice fucking model," and then honks on his nuts.
Oh yeah.
And it's just because I saw that when I was a young kid, and it felt like it gave me the liberty to repeat the word "fucking."
I like when he goes, "You fucking bunch of losers!
Yes. Yeah,
You're
great.
dealing with a professional here. Nice fucking model."
Yeah, exactly. He totally lost his shit.
I like anything with Michael Keaton in it.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Anything. It doesn't matter.
Do you think he was the best Batman?
Oh, for sure.
Thank God. We
Yeah,
can agree on something
yes, I agree with that too.
I saw him and I was watching Channel 23, which is some bullshit no channel in Indianapolis, and Mr. Mom was on last night
Nice.
with like 4-minute commercials in it, and I still watched it.
I'm sure that sounded horrible. I'm sorry about that.
But
Choked on some beer. Yeah, Mr. Mom's a good movie too. And we're back. So yeah, we were outside smoking and getting more beers and using the bathroom, and Zach realized that he forgot that he likes being a soccer hooligan. It's part of it. It's part of.
We don't fight people, but I like the
Sorry.
I like the atmosphere in the crowd and the sing along stuff and chants and
yeah, you
people
don't get-
seem way more into it. Man, I've been to some professional football games and they're just people just kind of like sit there until something happens. There's no like in between cheering and like it's more like a fucking rock concert,
Yeah,
you know. And I like that atmosphere for sure.
yeah, and maybe fighting people if necessary.
You know, I mean, if some fucking fan from another city wants to start some shit, you know, let's go.
You got to defend the honor of the team.
that shit happens in football games too, though.
Does your defense?
Oh, for sure.
So how's the local team? Are they pretty good?
Yeah, they are pretty good.
Yeah.
We're only 6 or 7 games into the season right now. But,
Yeah. How many Super Bowls have they won?
all of them.
Yeah, all of them, huh? That's great. So, something else you guys both do than I do too is woodworking. So, woodworking of some type. So, Zach, you work in a shop every day. And John works in the field every day.
Yes.
So, I've done both. So, and I now work currently in a shop. So, let's talk about the different. First off, Zach, what got you into woodworking to start with?
Just my neighbor hiring me to be a grunt on his remodel crew.
So you were doing the house remodels, like
Yeah.
working out in the field and stuff. Were you guys gutting houses and or,
No, it was mostly like add-ons.
like room additions and
Yeah.
stuff? Cool. And then what got you started in work?
Zach got me started.
Yeah, we needed a guy, and
Yeah,
we were doing interior trim at the time.
we were doing new build trim at that time.
Yeah.
Some nice big houses too.
Yep.
Cool. And so you stuck with that. You pretty much do the same similar stuff now, or
Yeah, I still do the same stuff.
yeah.
After we ended up quitting or whatever, and I ended up going and finding a guy, and we started trimming houses or he had a crew that was trimming houses for Syntex, and which is pre-production homes. So that's where I quote cut my teeth.
Yeah, doing production type
Yeah.
shit.
It's just
Yeah.
repetitive. You get the you get the repetitive thing going on.
So you're like doing a lot of the same layouts and the same houses, so you gotta get familiar with it.
Yeah, you just get to hone in on your craft a little bit.
Yeah.
And pick up some good things.
Meet some other guys who have some tricks for you and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. And then you went the opposite direction.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did trim for a long time. I guess my first job outside of the field in a shop was for a closet company, Innovative, who actually you worked for a while after I did. And I was in the shop in there running the panel saw and the edge bander and learning to run the CNC. And I just really liked for one, not being out, being indoors, coming to the same place to work every day.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't like having to drive to a different job site.
Yeah, and then tow
all the
your
time.
tools around. And all that
Tow
shit.
my tools around and all that. And so I worked in that cabinet shop and then moved to other cabinet shops. Did that for a long time until I finally started working for myself.
Yeah. And so now you work out of a collective.
I do.
Type of a situation.
Yeah, it's called The Joinery, and there are six different businesses run out of the same place. We all just share tools and share knowledge and share the costs. And
Yeah. How long have you been doing that?
It's machinery, not tools nowadays.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, yeah. You have your own tools.
Yeah, it's a pretty
we share
decent setup.
machinery.
Yeah, we share the machinery and have your own tools and assembly areas, hand tools, stuff like that.
So we're in our just started our 5th year in that building.
Yeah.
Before that, I had a shop with one of the other guys for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And before that, I was doing it in my garage while I had a full-time job at another cabinet
Right.
shop.
Yeah, that's how it often goes for guys who do this type of stuff. You kind of have your own thing going on the side constantly while you're trying to get there. So, what are you up to these days?
Oh, I work for a company that finishes basements,
Yeah.
and I'm the flat trim. I install cabinets. I do doors, basing, case, windows, whatever.
Yeah, so you like it?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
And what's your favorite thing about being a trim carpenter?
The challenge of making stuff look good.
Yeah, when you're getting like imperfect walls and
Yeah,
bad situations where you
And
have
I
to
like-
try to make it look good.
yeah, I get a little burnt out going to the same location every day.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
that's
I
cool.
get burnt out driving around also.
Yeah, so
You just burnt
kind of
out all
pick
the
your
time.
poison.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you get to move around and do different things.
Yeah, but you've done remodeling and stuff too.
Yeah,
But
remodeling is too much of a headache. I like new construction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too. I prefer it. Get a little bit of dust on your pants. That's it. Remodeling, you get insulation down your shirt.
Yeah, I've done.
And you get shit on you.
shit on you.
I've done remodeling.
Electrocutions.
Yeah, we remodeled a house that was 150 years old or something, and it was nasty.
Yeah, it sucks. That's how I started with, as you say, cut your teeth, was remodeling old farmhouses with that horsehair plaster and shit. And you go to tear it out, and I remember one night I went home and I was like, man, my nose is full of bugs, so I'm trying to get all of them out of there, and I grab a hold of this hair, and it feels like I'm tugging at the back of my skull as I yank it out, and it's a big, nasty fucking horsehair. And so yeah, it's like we used to.
That's good radio, people.
Yeah, you got it. And then they had the houses all had asbestos shingles and shit on them, and I didn't know this shit was asbestos. I was like 19 or 20, and I'm outside cutting it with a little fucking wet saw to fix a remodel on an old building that they're using as a church up there and shit. Did all sorts of crazy shit. But I did all that too. But I like working in the shop now, like going to the same. But we do, in my job, we do go out occasionally too, so it kind of breaks up the monotony. But so, what's your favorite thing about being a woodworker?
I don't know. I just love all of it, man. I love everything except for the long hours and low pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a saying that I coined that it's not glorious, but at least it's dirty and doesn't pay well.
Yeah, exactly. The two fun things. When we're men, what do we look for? Can I get dirty while I'm doing it?
But, you know, I love making things, you know,
Yeah.
turning raw material into a finished product. It's just,
I think there's a difference between what Zach and I do because
Oh, yeah,
in my
definitely
mind, I
difference.
think I work with wood. Zach is a woodworker.
Yeah. Well, that's
He works the wood. I just work with it.
yeah, you work with pre-done
Yeah.
moldings and things like
Yeah.
that. But it's still, but I mean, so yeah, there is a difference, but there's a correlation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, of course.
Like I see because I got into woodworking when I started hanging out with you at your shop, before this shop.
yeah.
And I took all the knowledge I had from you, the remodeling and trim and framing and all that, and it made it fairly easy to make the jump over. It's just more being a little more precise with everything and taking more time with it. And what I like is like when I'm doing this cabinet for my sister I've been working on forever. But, you know, I made a little bitty mistake, and that totally changed the kind of the look of the project. But unless my sister listens to this, she'll never know that, you know. I mean, and that's what's cool though, because you want to you want to think things through, and your layout is key when you're doing woodworking and furniture, making mortises and joints and all this. But when a mistake happens, finding a way to fix it and make it look intentional, and where nobody else would ever know, and then it turns out to actually be better than your original idea anyways. It's just really
man,
cool
that's
feeling.
80% of my job is
Yeah.
how well can you cover up your mistakes.
Yeah, because you're only human, you're going to make mistakes. And when you're doing a $3,000 piece of furniture for somebody and you're $5, $8, $1,000 deep in material already, you can't, sometimes you just got to fix it. You can't really replace it, you know?
Yeah, no, that's very true.
So, but that's what's cool about it, because it kind of is a living, breathing thing until you're done with it. And when you're done with it, you have to get it out of there as fast as possible and to the customer before you find something else you need to fix.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine a painter would feel. Like, this thing's never done. Get it the fuck out
Well,
of
even
here.
then, man, the thing about solid wood furniture is it's always living and breathing. You get it, change it from one environment to another, you don't know what's going to happen
Yeah,
to it.
exactly.
You build something in the dead of winter in our shop where it's 55 degrees and 0 humidity, and get it into somebody's house where it's 72 with, you know, a good relative humidity, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's going to
first couple
transform into a monster and eat you and your
those
children.
first couple weeks
It
are
definitely could.
kind of scary, you know. You can get
Yeah.
callbacks for stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
This thing folded in half for some reason on its
Yeah.
own.
Was
This
this
table
intentional?
looks like a taco.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. It's a Banksy,
Wrong number.
It's a Banksy
Sorry.
table, right? What's his name? Is that Banksy? It's a Banksy table.
Destroyed itself.
It's gonna destroy itself and eat you with it while it does it. Yeah, oh, fuck now. But yeah, so so what do you do mostly at your place? Like, what kind of work are you? I mean, I know you build a lot of different types of furniture, tables, benches, a lot of closets. I've seen you do beds, all sorts of cool stuff. But would you say is your main business?
My main business would be making wood boxes for a record label.
Yeah.
So they'll do vinyl box sets or cassette tape box sets,
Yeah.
or or whatever you may want to put in that box set, and they'll do hundreds and hundreds of them at a time.
Yeah.
And it can get a little monotonous, but it's pretty good money.
Yeah.
And I haven't checked the numbers in a while, but that's where a good portion of my yearly income comes from doing those.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And
What about your other little boxes? You do like jewelry boxes, and
yeah.
like valets and shit like that.
Yeah, I really like doing those. I've got a really cool jewelry box project coming up. It's going to be all curly maple, finger jointed. It's going to look like two boxes stacked on top of each other. The top one will open up at the top, and then the bottom will be a drawer.
Yeah,
All outfitted with all the cool ring holders and the velvet liners everywhere. And
Nice.
trying to get started on that one pretty soon. Was trying to do a thing this year where I was going to make one box every month for the whole year.
You fall behind on that
I'm
already?
a little, it's middle of May. I've done 3, so I'm
Yeah, you're a little behind.
A little behind. And the first month I made 2, so
Well, let's get caught up on that.
I need to
Make 2 for the next couple months.
So
You'll be
there's-
caught up.
And I got the idea from a guy that I follow on Instagram named Matt Kenny, who used to work for Fine Woodworking magazine. I don't think he does
Yeah.
anymore, but he did 52 boxes in 52 weeks.
Uh-huh.
they're
While
all-
he was working for a magazine.
While he was working
What
for
the
a
fuck's your
magazine.
excuse, bro?
I know.
Don't worry. I haven't made one box a year, so I have no room to
And they were for the most part they were really simple.
Yeah.
Small boxes, and the idea is just an exercise to work on your design, aesthetic, and
What kind of joinery
proportions and stuff.
did he use for most of those?
Most of them they're like really thin, and he'll just miter fold them around. And little inset lids.
Oh, so it's pretty simple.
Yeah, they're pretty simple, but most of them are pretty simple. He put a book out. It's called 52 Boxes. It's really, really good.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Let's check that shit out. What about you, Jon Daily?
I don't make anything.
You don't make anything?
No.
You made a couple of things. Didn't you make a box for your amp and shit?
I did make a replacement box for my Mesa Boogie amplifier made out of ambrosia maple and jatoba,
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking cool.
which is patinaed to a nice golden tan color over the last 5 years.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's good. It's lasted for you.
Yep.
Yeah, see? So you make things.
I make things sometimes.
Yeah, you do make things. Well, you do a lot of, just like installing in itself can be a challenge. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
you're dealing with sometimes people who have never really built or installed anything, who
Yeah.
don't understand
How
that
it
you have to
works.
measure the wall in more than one place, and
Yeah, it's a
then
big
you have to get some
headache.
extra dimensions. So you sometimes have to get creative with stuff in the field.
Yeah,
I've been there before,
he knows.
once or twice.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know what Jon Daly's dealing with. I installed cabinets for like 4 years straight. That was all I did pretty much. And God, you try to explain stuff to people.
They all know it better than you do.
Yeah. Let me just say that, well, it's true that we often sell other people short. More often than not, we're giving people way too much credit. That's all I'm saying. And I love all those stupid people, but god damn, there are a lot of them around. That's all I'm saying.
It looks good, but why is this like this?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Why was the cabinet made 6 inches too short for the space?
Why don't you just put your dishes in there and forget about it?
Yeah. Not my call.
In 6 weeks, your kid's gonna puke all over the floor, and you're not gonna be looking up at that corner over there where you called that out, that one paint defect.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's one reason why I enjoy working in the shop now. I do some built-in work, but eliminating all of those other people between me and the customer helps a lot.
I know.
Yeah, when you're
helps a lot.
selling, designing, building, and installing something, it's totally different than being one of those components in somebody else's machine.
Oh, and the worst part's being the end component.
Yeah, being the installer.
Like the installer after
You just get all these
the
questions.
designer's doing something that's basically impossible.
Yeah.
The people who go out to do the field measurements are not doing them properly.
Yeah.
Like the guys in the shop or the engineers, they're not fucking taking into account all the factors.
They're
And
building off the wrong number. It's like a computer bullshit in, bullshit out.
Yeah.
And then the
compounds.
and then the lower guy shows up with all the cabinets or whatever, and
It's
the
totally
customer's like,
wrong.
"Why is this like this?" And you're like, "I don't fucking know.
I
I just got this piece of paper that said come to this address and install it.
Yeah, I got a picture and some boxes.
I don't know you. What's your name? I don't even know you. There's not even a name on here. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Why is it that color? Did you choose that 3 months ago? I don't know. I don't know.
Again,
Sorry.
I didn't make these.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem is that we.
And it all comes down on here. You look like the idiot.
Yeah.
It's like,
and you had nothing
I
to
don't
do with
fucking
any
know
of it.
anything
I just
about
loaded
this.
your shit
Is it
up.
level? Yes. Is it square? Yeah. Then what's the fucking problem?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's not the color I chose. Not my bad. I didn't paint them. I didn't tell the painter what color to paint them. I just picked them up. I looked at the color swab they had, and it was the same as the
I didn't
color
even
of the
do that.
cabinets. I don't know what to tell you.
I pulled up. I walked in. They gave me this piece of paper.
The
Said,
cabinets
take
were
this
already
shit
there.
over here. Put it in that hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I will put it in the hole. Yeah. Fun times in the field.
Fun
I mean, that's the
times.
thing. You know, you kind of do your job with the expectation that everyone else has done their job. And when there's 7 people between you and the customer, that's 7 people who didn't do their job but did their job on the assumption that everyone else did their job. And they're like, well, this next guy will do his so I can catch this. Well, nobody ever caught it. So at the end, you end up with a piece of shit that doesn't fit in a hole at all. But that's neither here nor there.
Unless you're the person that does it from start to finish.
Yeah, which makes it a lot easier.
Which is why I do that.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
as you
it
said,
is.
you know, you get dirty and make jokes, so whatever. So here comes the real debate. What's everybody's favorite Skittle flavor?
Red.
Red?
If
Is
you
that
ever-
cherry or strawberry?
It's red flavor.
Cherry
It's
berry?
red flavored.
It's red flavored.
I've always been partial to the yellow ones.
The yellow ones are good. They're just like
But it is a
perfectly citrusy.
goddamn atrocity. It's the biggest bag over the head scandal ever that they took out lime and put in apple that does not need to be in that group of citrus flavors.
So here's the thing, is that you call the red flavored, but you call the green lime. Wouldn't it just be
That
the
is
green
weird,
flavor?
isn't it?
What
Yeah.
color did they replace? What color is the apple flavor?
Green.
So they just changed the green flavoring.
Yes.
So you're mad that they changed the green flavoring.
Yeah.
Because they didn't actually
They
take
tried
out
to-
a lime Skittle. They
they
just
tried-
changed the green one's
They
flavor.
tried to. No, they tried to switcheroo on you.
Yeah. They tried.
They didn't switcheroo on
They
me.
didn't think you'd notice, right?
Well, they didn't tell anybody they were doing it, did they?
No, they just
I
did
just
it. That's
Well,
the
how
weird-
do you know that they did it? How do you know your taste buds didn't just...
Because it says it on the packaging,
Oh, it's apple?
on the back of the packaging.
Yeah. I
It's
didn't
green.
notice until the
Sour
first time
apple.
I ate some.
Sour
after
apple.
It's the
watching.
biggest bullshit
Sounds like sour
move ever,
ass.
man.
They have a tropical...
I don't even fucking eat the damn things anymore, and I'm still mad about it.
Yeah. They have like a tropical fruit mix. The
That shit's
Skittles-
still good. I mean, I like
like-
them stuff
I
too when I
like
was a kid,
those.
but the original flavors, you can't take fucking lime out and put in sour apple and act like nothing fucking happened.
I'm more of a Starburst guy
Fucking
anyway,
bullshit.
so I don't care.
I'm
I
mad.
like the pink Starburst. That's my favorite as candy. Like that, like fruity flavored candy. But I mean,
You know what I
any
like?
kind
Good,
of chocolate
I like a
is
good payday.
A payday? Yeah, that's pretty good. Paydays are nice.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to
peanuts
say
and caramel.
good and plenty,
caramel.
and I was going to have to stab you. Like, who the fuck likes a good and plenty? They make them, so somebody's eating that shit. But what kind of soulless piece of shit eats a good and plenty and thinks, I need another one of those? Like, how did they ever sell more than 4 boxes? The word should have got out quick. Like, don't eat that shit. It's not good. That's why there's plenty of it. Okay, so what's your favorite flavor of M&M?
Peanut.
Chocolate. Just regular.
Just the
chocolate.
regular M&M. So what color is is your favorite?
Dude, they all taste the
Did
same.
anybody notice? Didn't they take out like the light brown fucking
Yeah,
color?
they did.
Nonchalantly,
Yeah,
like
they
nothing
don't-
happened.
You know why? Because they don't like Cubans, John.
I know.
That's why.
That's exactly why.
It's because they
Took
hate
out the light
Cubans.
brown ones.
They're like, fuck it, we got the dark brown and we're going to replace it with blue. So the blue man group,
I
which is a
know,
very
man.
small minority, gets represented while the fucking Cubans are thrown aside. Don't worry, don't feel bad. I mean, it's the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans.
That's everybody.
The Guatemalans, all of them. They hate all of them. Fuck them.
Nonchalantly.
Yeah.
Them and the fucking lime skittle are fucking skipping through the fucking field together holding hands.
They probably are. They're finger banging on top of a good and plenty box. You sick bastards.
Yep. Yep.
Jeez. So you guys both have traveled a bit. Where's your Zach? Where's your favorite place you've traveled to?
Oh, Japan for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
2 weeks.
Yeah. What did you go for? Just to visit, or did you have a reason, or somebody drove you out there? Or what?
So he drove me out there.
Drug you, not drove you.
Oh, drug
I'm
me.
not,
No.
I'm not a flat earther, dude. I don't think that there's a road that goes from here to Japan.
No. I went there for my honeymoon with my wife.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys go see Faith No More?
No.
They weren't together when you got married, were they?
I don't think so.
No, that was their hiatus for like 14 years or whatever it was.
No, we did see a really good show when we were there though. It was one of our last nights, and we went to this place called Club Lizard or something. It was in Yokohama, which is right part of Tokyo, and it was the band Envy, and they're kind of like a screamo band, I guess. Japanese.
Where are they from?
They're Japanese. And then this Japanese doom metal band called The Corrupted.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't heard them, you should really check it out. Just super fucking crushing, heavy, and so loud, like my balls were vibrating.
Yeah.
And they're just a fucking amazing band. And it was super cool. It was this little club down in the basement. People were just going fucking, people were going nuts.
Yeah. Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I like it. So, did you like? What was your favorite thing about Japan, though?
Man, I don't know. I've always really liked Japanese culture and everything.
Was it really clean? I heard it was really clean over there.
It's like disgustingly clean over there.
Yeah, it's disgustingly clean.
Yeah.
If such a thing can even be said. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was definitely the biggest city I've ever been to. Tokyo. I've never been to New York City, so that was my first time in like one of those kind of like huge metropolis kind of
I've never
things.
been to a place like
Never
that.
been downtown Chicago.
Well, I've been to downtown Chicago, but it's still not even close to like New York
New
or
York.
Tokyo.
Yeah. It's pretty intimidating. But we actually traveled all over the country and did a couple days in Tokyo, a couple in Nagoya, Osaka, Kyoto, and Hiroshima, and then back to Tokyo.
That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, it was
I'd
awesome.
love to go to Japan.
But if you ever get a chance, you fucking go.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna try to go everywhere.
You
before
fucking
I die.
go.
So I'm gonna go as many places as I can.
It's awesome there.
Yeah,
Man.
that's why I'm just.
You don't even have to know Japanese. Like everybody, all the signs are in Japanese and English, and people want to speak English. And
Well, I want to learn Japanese too. People are like, "Why do you live in a cardboard box and drive a fucking skateboard?" And I'm like, "Because I want to retire and see everything. That's why." So, I'll get to Japan one of these days. So, where's your favorite place that you've been, Jon Daily?
Oh, I've been to Europe. We went to Paris, and we went to Germany, and we went to London.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Been
This is
all
like
over
this is
the
like
place.
2001.
Yeah.
My mom,
How long
my
were
sister,
you-
and a family friend went.
Yeah. How long was the trip?
It was like two and a half weeks maybe.
Yeah. So you got to
But-
spend a couple days in a few places.
Yeah, we flew into Paris, and then we stayed in Paris for a couple days, and then we went to Germany for a night, and then we went to London. I think that's the order. We stayed in London for 3 or 4 days, and then ended up going to Ireland, and we rented a car and drove around Ireland. Went to the Cliffs of Moher and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. They overlooked the ocean, obviously, but yeah, that was pretty. Going to Ireland was pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
We are going to Cuba in September.
Yeah. So would
My
you
mom,
say?
my sister, and Kristen, and my stepdad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So would you say Ireland, though, so far is your favorite place you've been?
Yeah, driving around there was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the views?
Yep.
Did you get to hang out and drink some beer with some Irish folks?
Yep.
Was that pretty fun?
Went and saw Stonehenge when we were in London
Did you?
or England. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We did all the touristy stuff.
Were you drunk for that? No.
This is like 2001. This is like right after 9/11 happened and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we're Americans traveling
So you couldn't
in
drink?
Europe. So it was weird. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it was weird.
Yeah. They can tell you.
Remember-
They can tell you're Americans.
Remember how weird it was for you in America after 2001?
Or that one time we went to Mississippi, and fucking asshole dude's neighbor fucking came out and said, "Are you Afghani?"
Yes.
No, motherfucker, you're not.
Where's your
That's
towel,
racist,
man?
asshole.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm Cuban, you asshole.
I'm fucking Cuban, B. There's a movie quote for you. I'm fucking Cuban, B.
Yes.
Yes, Cuban B.
Cuban bee. Well, maybe it's a Cuban wasp. Is a more accurate term for it.
So yeah.
That's cool. So, what's your favorite, Jon Daily? What's your favorite food?
Nachos.
Nachos.
Yep.
Any particular type, like
Mexican nachos. No, no.
with beef or chicken or shredded beef,
Beef.
ground beef,
Cheesy.
cheesy beefy ground beef
Just cheesy.
taco, cheesy taco,
Just a chip with some cheese on it.
a chip and cheese nachos. That's your favorite food?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. You haven't even thought about it at all.
I mean, I like a lot of foods.
Yeah.
It's like saying, what's your favorite? I don't know. Skittle.
Well, you had some strong opinions about Skittles, and when it comes to the rest of your food, you're just kind of like, I'm moving on.
I don't know.
So
I like Mexican food a lot.
Yeah.
It's my favorite genre.
You go out to Mexican restaurants?
Yes.
Yeah. When you go out, do you drink beer or margaritas?
Margaritas sometimes.
Yeah. You like margaritas? When you get a margarita, does it matter what kind of tequila's in it?
No,
No, you don't care.
I don't give a shit.
Just get that shit in my mouth.
I'm not a big alcohol
Do you do-
person.
Yeah.
On the ice, or do you do the frozen one?
I do the frozen shit.
Oh yeah, for
I'm
sure.
American, goddammit.
Yeah, exactly.
I need that shit churned.
Salt on the rim?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are an American.
I would prefer my margarita on the rocks. I don't like the frozen
Yeah.
ones.
Those are.
It's like drinking a slushy.
I like it. I don't care how it is. I'm going to put it in my mouth as fast as possible. And if it's frozen, it makes it drink it slower. So I probably would say I prefer it on the rocks as well, so I could drink it faster. So, what about you? What's your favorite food? Or your favorite kind of food? That's fine.
Oh, pizza, definitely.
You like pizza?
Oh, yeah. I could eat that shit every day.
Any kind of pizza in particular you like?
Yeah, usually pepperoni, banana pepper.
Yeah.
Deep
Pepperoni,
dish.
banana
You
pepper?
like deep dish?
Just
Pan,
regular
hand-tossed?
hand-tossed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any buddy in town that makes good pizza?
In town, yeah, I don't know
Giacomo's.
about in town. I don't live in this town, so I don't know.
Well, you know, whatever.
In Noblesville, man, we go to Pizza by the Harbor. It's
Yeah.
fucking delicious. And that dude gave me a discount one time because I was wearing a Frank Zappa t-shirt.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's now my favorite pizza place.
I wear that fucker every time I go there.
I would too. I'd dress like Frank Zappa.
This is the Frank Zappa guy.
You're almost
Got that
there
big
with
So
that
much work for me,
mustache,
yeah, I
Josh.
just gotta get the hair working a little bit different. We'll be good to go. I don't know. We talked about a lot of shit. We can do another one sometime again. But so before we go though, Zach, you're on Instagram.
Yeah, it's my my woodworking profile is on there. It's called Deep Wood Workshop.
Deepwood Workshop.
Yeah.
I'll try to link to all this shit in the description and stuff. See if we can. If not, you can go to my Instagram, find his Instagram, whatever. And then you have anywhere else, anything else you want to plug? Any website or anything like that?
Oh, I guess my band's Bandcamp page. It's got a sweet, shitty 5-song demo on it. Sounds really crappy.
Yeah.
But you can go there and listen to it, and I
On
think you can
Bandcamp?
download it for free on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is that bandcamp.com?
it is. Look up in parentheses.
In parentheses on bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Jon Daily? Where can people find your what
I'm
you're up to?
I'm on Instagram. I'm Gogglesphere86, and Necktooth is in the process of recording some stuff, so you can find us on Facebook at fucking I don't know, Necktooth /Facebook / comma dot.
Are you on
com.
Facebook at Necktooth?
Yes, Necktooth on Facebook.
Necktooth on Facebook. And
Yeah.
you're at Gogglesphere86 on Instagram.
And I'm on YouTube at Gogglesphere86.
Gogglesphere86 on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
Cool. thank you guys for coming and doing this. We'll have both you guys
Thanks
on
for
some
having
other
us.
time, and we'll do something else.
Thank you.